Hi Margaret, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad.
Not too bad. Oh, good. How's your day been?
Busy.
Busy. Always is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You've been brought in to kind of go over a few things with your last case plan.
Yes.
Yeah. So I just have to do some supervision notes. You know how supervision now is a kind of constant part of our job.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know not everyone agrees with it. It is now policy, so have to do it. Okay then. Do you want a cup of tea or anything?
I'd love a cup of tea.
Sure. I get that. Right, yeah, let's get stuck into it. I have to do my supervision notes. It goes on your file.
Yes.
Nobody else is allowed to see it, blah, blah, blah. You know all about privacy laws.
Definitely.
So, okay. So I was going over your latest case plan, and there's a few things missing. Sorry, where have I written it? There seems to be noted that there's domestic violence in the home with Mary, but there's nothing about it written in the case plan, whether you referred it or not.
I have referred them. I just haven't had a chance to do the paperwork at the moment.
Okay. That was, the importance of keeping your paperwork up to date.
I also know the importance of doing my job.
Yeah, and you're good at your job. You are very good. We've had lots of positive feedback from almost all of your clients that you're a great support worker and a great case manager for them. However, if you didn't write it down, it didn't happen.
The referral has gone through. I just need to write it up.
Okay. So, why do you think that you seem to be behind a little bit in your paperwork? Is there a reason for that?
I just don't really have the time to complete everything, and helping them is more important.
Okay. Because you've got quite a full caseload at the moment. I think we might have to review your caseload to see how that's going, because if you've don't appear to have enough time, I believe you've got a lot of clients on at the moment, so we'll review your caseload. I'm just going to write that down. Sorry if I... I'll try and get that done in the next week.
Okay.
So we'll have a look at it, see how much can be shared or cut down on, because I believe you've got a humongous caseload, which happens to be, it happens. Funding gets cut.
Yep.
Other funding gets changed around. All of a sudden we'll have a massive influx of people. You're aware of all that. Okay. So that was... we'll come back to that bit. So, also with this case plan, it does say that Mary has chronic illness, but there's nothing really on your health assessment.
Mary hasn't given me the GP report.
Okay. So, yeah, that's good. We're just waiting on that.
Yeah.
I'll just write that down. about... Oh, wait, no, one more thing. We did say about domestic violence and... Well, actually, no, we went through that bit. About... You've already referred them to Maralinga, which is a great resource.
Yes.
Yeah. See, we're in a bit of a, as you know, we're in a grey area when it comes to domestic violence and children. You don't, as Western Australia aren't mandatory reporters, you don't actually have to report if there has been domestic violence, but you know that part of the code of conduct is to report to your line manager if you suspect it. There is, a little bit of a grey area, and that's only sexual abuse that covers in West Australian laws. I do believe that has changed recently, the West Australian laws, but it's still doesn't apply to case managers, and it still only applies to sexual abuse.
Yes.
However, you do need to report to at least your line manager that you suspect abuse. I'm just going to go over the few bits and pieces that might happen if it's not reported again, or your casework will be reviewed, all this, and investigated, disciplinary actions, possible dismissal, but we really, really, really don't want that because you're a really good worker and you're great with clients, and a lot of people learn a lot from you. So, yeah. All right. So, we've done some paperwork. That one. And actually, you do get a lot of support and feedback from your clients. You don't appear to get a lot from other people involved, like other staff members or other services. That might be something to look into. I know it helps improve practices. And next, you can try doing... I know it's awkward and weird to do, but just ask next time you're dealing with a different organisation or other people other than your clients, because we get positive feedback from your clients all the time. I don't think you've had a complaint in your file in over 30 years. But, just need to get that little bit of feedback from other service providers or other staff. So it's really awkward to do, but even just verbal feedback from them, or...
Why is that so important?
It is part of our policy on feedback is to get it from a range of sources. So to find out on a legal standpoint and a industry standards or common practices, it is important to get all different sources, so you just to know how you're going on a baseline. So maybe just flick an email to people after you've finished things, asking for an exit survey, kind of like when you're on the phone to IronNet after you've tried to cancel. Which is stay on the line for a short 10-second survey. You don't need a lot, you just need what you did well, and room for improvement. Okay. So that it. Peer support. You don't appear to come to much training days or socialise with a lot of other staff members.
I think I have enough training. I've been doing this a long time.
You have. You've been, like I said, you're an extremely experienced person. Some things need to be just to keep your skills higher, because like I said, you're very well liked, you're well respected at work, but even just time management workshops or sort of catch-up days to find out what's going on an industry level, so what standards are acceptable. Even one of them was offered a while ago, a passive self-defense class, because just in case. Yeah. So what do you think?
I don't know when I'd find the time.
Yeah. We're going to review your caseload. What would you think about having maybe an hour a day for probably an hour and a half, because paperwork takes forever sometimes, of a no contact time of...
Would that exclude emergencies?
No,
okay.
Definitely not.
Okay, good.
All right, we've done that. Yeah, you've already told me about the services you've referred to.
Mm-hmm.
Reflective practices. There doesn't seem to appear to be anything around saying that how you reflect on your job role. So, but I don't see how you, because of not receiving feedback from other staff or other service providers, I don't have a paper trail. But I believe you do some journaling and on how to sort of like as your own reflective practices.
Yes.
Yeah. How does that work? And how do you think that helps you?
I've been doing it for years.
Okay. That's good to hear. Right. So, yeah. Is there anything you can think of that would help sort of improve getting time on getting time out of your day? Or I believe a few times you've been known to work outside your job role. As you know, I just don't want you to be put in a situation where it's not safe. So, yeah.
Everybody does it. It's just a couple times.
Yeah, if you keep going, I know there's a couple things that clients may become reliant on you if you just that little thing extra. So clients don't learn to self-advocate, as well as you're going to get so burnt out and not have time for that little bit of extra paperwork. So you know what your job is. You know very well that you need to let people make their own changes and positive life choices. So if you keep doing those one or two little things like taking someone to a job interview, or instead of giving maybe next time just give them the information on how to get there. Or we do have some cab charges, so if you know someone's got a job interview or something extremely important coming up, just grab a couple of cab charges instead of taking them yourself, because I don't want to put you in any dangerous situations, and we don't want you to get hurt, and I don't want to lose you because of burnout. That's because you're a great worker.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We talked about your referral. I've written a few notes beforehand because I've reviewed things, and because you said you've already done it, I don't really have to go through it. And we've already talked about the practice and becoming on board with things. Have you had much training with the NDIS?
No.
No? Believe there's another workshop coming up in the next couple of weeks for service providers. There's a lot to go through it. So if you want to, it's advice, you don't have to do it. If that's on during the day or something, I will give you the time to go do it for that day, or however, if it's ongoing training, I can I'll make it a regular thing.
Okay.
You will be paid for it if you want it on our time.
Okay.
Yeah. Because, well, everything's changing with that NDIS. So, speaking of obtaining feedback, I'm going to get you to fill out a feedback form. So I'm going to put my name up the top for feedback from. So on how I've done as a supervisor. Do you have any questions for me? Or anything that you think could improve my options or your options in the future?
I used to go in a lot from team meetings.
Yeah, they haven't done those in a long time. I believe that's on the cards to come in. So
Okay.
yeah, that's looking positive to go back to it, because we're trying to make a more collaborative workplace. So in the past, it used to be you kind of worked on your own and that was it. Now we are trying to stop that feeling of working on your own. You are part of a team.
Mm-hmm.
And so we are trying to get people to share caseloads instead of having designated clients, designated case managers. We find that if someone goes on holidays or gets sick for something, then it all kind of falls on one person.
Mm-hmm.
And then if somebody has to take over, they don't really know what's going on. They have to really be debriefed and everything. There's a lot to that. No?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well, I've probably given you a lot to think about, and thanks for filling this out. You do know if you want to send anonymous emails or forms to me saying I've stuffed up completely and made you feel shitty, you can. So I'm okay with anonymous feedback. So
Okay.
Well, thanks for coming in. And I haven't done time frames. So we're going to do the do not disturb time. I reckon that might take a little while to set up, because we'll first need to review your caseload. So that probably it'll take at least a week to review your caseload.
Yep.
And then it'll take probably another week on top of that to set up a do not disturb time, because you first want to kind of catch up before you're bombarded.
Yes.
So, because that might mean you might drop a client until everything's caught up, and then possibly adding in one. I have to see what's going on. I have to review it properly. Yeah. So that'll probably happen at least 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay.
It all depends on what's going on. Because like I said, you're a great worker. You get a lot of respect. I hear good things about you from clients and other staff. And I would very much like to keep you. So
Thank you.
I don't want you getting stressed out when you don't have to. All right? Well, I will see you. Oh, I need your signature. Cool. All right, thanks. Sorry, I forgot about that. I will see you around.
Okay.
Hopefully we don't have to do any more of this.